Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Hi.
Harinakshi ma'am, you can tell me when to start.
Okay, madam. Almost 89 students have joined. Madam, here is a small submission. Today is a holiday. Individual students are joining.
Okay.
From Monday onwards, we thought of creating a groups of 20 or 25, whichever is convenient to you. In this regard, if you have any suggestion, you can give us so that Monday we can start creating a group, and so that interaction will be easy with that.
But then in the group, how are we going to conduct the session? Are we going to conduct?
No, single session only to communicate any of the students. No, it will be easy with that.
Okay, that's okay. But there will be a different session for different group, or all the
No, common session only.
Hmm.
But calling out 266 students will be difficult for you without for the experts.
No, that's okay. But I'm telling that when we are taking the session,
Yeah.
then all students will be there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then we will create a group for assignments and all. Whenever, see, every month we will have one kind of assignment and interaction session with them. In that, let them, I will give them separate time that we can have in a day. Someone 30 minutes for one group, 30 minutes for other group, like this we can do.
Okay, madam.
But for session and all, let them all come together.
Okay. No, whenever from the college, they will be in a single login only. But today is a holiday. They are logging in as an individual.
Okay, no issues. You can keep the meeting room open. Let them join. Okay, whoever wants to join.
Yeah, no, almost 99 students have joined.
Okay.
Excuse me, Harinakshi ma'am.
Yes.
Some of the students in hostel, they already joined us group also. So only the 89. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So we don't want to wait, I think.
Okay.
So we can start, Nisha
Madam,
ma'am?
we can start.
Of course, ma'am, we can start, ma'am.
So, good afternoon to one and all over here. Good afternoon to the students, the teachers, and the QNX, employees. I'm Dr. Anita Walia, and I will be taking you through the several cases, application part, and just a minute. So what we are going to do is we will be conducting session because you people have just started now. So I don't want to rush through the, the very difficult part of the course, because as I was told that most of you have taken AI and Python, and some of you have taken cybersecurity. I don't know whether you have taken IoT or cloud computing. Clear me, ma'am, if they have taken
No,
cloud computing.
IoT, no students are there, madam. Big
IoT.
data analytics they have taken. AI,
Uh-huh.
artificial
fine.
intelligence. Yeah.
Ma'am, only 4 courses: artificial intelligence, big data, cloud computing, and cyber security. In most of 150 students, nearly AI only, and nearly 50 more students cyber security, cloud computing, and big data. Only few students only. Altogether, 270 more students are there.
Okay, fine. No issues.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we will be more focusing on AI. And so because I think your training or the trainer who are offline trainer to you, who are going to actually teach you the theoretical concept and the coding part of it. So it has, I think it's just at the beginning phase. So I will be also starting with the beginning concept of AI and their application in various fields, so that when you're learning with your trainer, you will have a clear idea that, okay, fine, this is how it is applied and how it is applied. So, students, the work of the experts are to connect you to the real world application. And that's what we've been brought in here. So, what we are going to do is we are going to take up the cases or the application part of AI, Python, cybersecurity, whatever it is. And in the previous batch, also, what we have done is we started from the beginning concept, went to the application of AI, and then from there we went to the the little higher concept, like for example, AI with no coding, then AI in cybersecurity. Then we went to AI and cloud computing, little bit IoT also exposure you should have. Why you should have it? Because as I start the session today, I don't immediately jump to AI. I will start that how is the digital transformation happening in the real world today? What kind of changes are we expecting in the industry? And what I gathered from the group about the group is that there are BCA students more, and there are some BBA students also from management. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we'll be starting with the concept of AI and its application in various domains. Now, being in a teaching and as well as in the corporate, which I have spent around 5 to 6 years in corporate, I used to work in ITC Infotech for 5 years as a software developer. And then I shifted to teaching. And from there, I became a little bit into training. So I have conducted a lot of training in AICT sponsored FDP. Then I've been conducting corporate training. I've been also the consultant for various companies. I've also been the visiting faculty in IIMs. I am Indore and I am Bangalore. So these are the few things about me. At present, I am located in Jain University, employed in Jain University, and I'm heading the department of MOOC. We are developing the massive online, courses for especially to the technical streams. And I'm a management graduate with PhD in management and HR, and plus my, engineering in software. So this is my introduction. So we will start today with the introductory concept, so that it is easy for us to start from the A and reach to Z. And in between, what happens is, this is my style, being professionally also in the teaching and the training domain. I would like some kind of a rethinking after every session. As what I always said, that the teaching is, or the teachers are just the facilitator. We need to give you a reflective thinking after every session. And that's how the IIMs, NIT, or Center of Excellence happen, where basically the mode of teaching is not just one-sided or passive. It is based on discussion. But here, because we are meeting online, and I know the psychology of online, that people don't speak so much on online, we don't have that kind of interaction. That's really bad. But anyway, let's see, whenever we will have one session in a month, which I will plan with Harinakshi ma'am, and Harinakshi ma'am will plan with Nisha ma'am, that how we go about every month one particular session, which where we will have interaction. And the input or the information which I am giving you, there will be a kind of a reflection in that. Reflection in the sense that it will, every session is going to leave you or lead you to some rethinking and self-learning. I will do it from my part. Today also, I will be sending you a file with certain links where you have the articles from Harvard Business Review, from Forbes, from good articles, which shows the application of AI in various fields, especially in business. Because students, when you go for interview, and I've been in the interview panel of ITC Infotech and Wipro where I worked, and I saw, and even some of my friends who are in corporate, I keep on talking to them and they keep on telling me that the interviewer wants to know more about how do you apply the knowledge which you have learned in your college in a formal education to the real world scenario. And that's where we pitch in. So all the expert which Kionix has gathered, they're going to connect the theory with the application. So without much delay, let's start. So today my session starts with the AI, and we go ahead with that. So just let me share. Just give me a few seconds. And wherever a student want to, ask or something like that, they can put in the chat box. I would like to, answer that whenever you feel that you have any query or you want me to progress in certain direction, I can do that for you. Okay. So can you all see? Can anybody tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, of course, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. So now let's go about today's topic is a very interesting one. And I do this also for my students, for management students in MBA. And this is about artificial intelligence and the business strategy. How do we apply or how do we use artificial intelligence in business scenario? And how the business scenario or the digital landscape of the industries is changing. So let's start with that. We all know that today we are in the phase of Industry 4.0. Okay, so artificial intelligence is becoming a most powerful technology which is ever invented by man. AI has actually transformed our industry, right from agriculture to finance to healthcare to retail, you name an industry and AI is applied there. So in this session, students, we would like to share some case studies that how AI has been a transformational impact across the range of industries. Okay. So, and before that, we will also understand that what is actually how the AI is useful, what kind of benefit industry drive, and how it is progressing to transform the industry. Every company is now going to call themselves as a digital company or an IT company. So how it is happening? So how AI is creating a competitive advantage for the organization. Okay. So before we go ahead, we have to also understand the digital landscape, which is brought through the fourth industrial revolution. So today, what we face the most significant, rapidly occurring set of change in the history of humanity. And this has come with the new revolution in the industry, which we call fourth industrial revolution. So the fourth industrial revolution is going to transform our world to affect how we learn, even for you, education 4.0, Anywhere it is called agriculture 4.0, education 4.0, education. The few months back, we were doing a seminar in Bangalore. It was called Future of Learning, and we called it Education 4.0. So we are moving into the corona has made us move into 4.0 very, very fast. So how, if we go ahead in the fourth industrial revolution and see how it is impacting our work, our business, our education, we will see that there are a lot of historical events which has enabled to bring this emerging technology such as AI, blockchain, self-driving car, IoT, cloud computing to transform our industry. So let's look into Industry 4.0 revolution before moving into all these technologies which you are going to study and which you are going to use when you are working in the organization. So the Industry 4.0 gives a company an ability to be flexible, to adopt a technological innovation, which is dominating the fourth industrial revolution, whether it can be in the part of big data, it can be an autonomous robot, it can be a kind of a industrial Internet of Things, which I will, in a particular session, I'll talk about it. It can be a cyber security, AI in cyber security, it can be AI in cloud computing, augmented reality, and whatnot. So marketplace is changing, focusing on innovation of product, the price range are changing, the selling rate. Innovation is something which is bringing all together a new product to the marketplace. So we are just thinking about the amazing capability of artificial intelligence. All kind of research, all whether it is in the field of medicines or it is in the field of healthcare, it is in the field of agriculture, it's in the field of climate change, which I'm going to take over and give you some example and case studies of the company, how these AI is making all these very, very effective and bringing the change even in life through this technology. That's what we are going to talk about. Okay. So when we are talking about the fourth industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution is bringing something called all connected, right? So connected world, the connected world with the help of sensors, the connected world with the help of cloud computing, the connected world with the help of blockchain, VR, 3D printing, all these are bringing, everything is going to be connected. How we say that the phone has also become smart, TV has become smart. So every living or every physical objects which we are interacting or which we are dealing with today are going to become interactive in the way it's going to become connected. So you will have all the things. You will have a car which are connected already. So all the big companies, Honda, your Mercedes, BMW, all these companies, or Tesla, for example, they are all making connected cars. The cars which can communicate, the ability of object in the physical environment to communicate with each other, share data with each other, and with the help of cloud computing and applications based in the cloud computing platform to analyze those data, those big data. So the world is full of data. The data is floating all around us. And we have sensors to catch this data, sensor to capture this data and send this data and store in cloud computing. The cloud computing will have the application, hosted on it, these application program working on these data and giving insight in the form of wearable technologies to you or in the form of any kind of devices as an output to the industry to improve on themselves. So this is where we are leading. We are already entered into the connected world, and soon there will be nothing which is not connected. A door will be connected to your mobile, which will tell you the door is open or closed. Anything which you are in, dealing with, everything will remain connected. Okay. So as I said that everyone is getting connected. So it is very easy to, think that, okay, is it a telecommunication, which is the telephone lines, which is existing? Suppose there was a time in our time when we were in the school time when calling a friend, will take some time, and it was not so clear. So getting connected with your families who are thousand miles away from you was a very difficult task at that time. But today it is not at all. You can connect to anybody in any part of the world within a second. So this looked very, very simple and very usual, but at certain time in the past, it looked very unusual. It looked very unimaginable. So now people feel that telephone or telecommunication is no longer a magical instrument. But there was a time when it used to. So telephones are the mean of data transmissions. The networking is the mean of data transmissions. The communication, the ICT technology, which uses the data transmissions, are becoming the need of the hour. It's no longer being the world in 1960, where the US Department of Defense first time found that they will be using a technology called advanced packet switching, right? Very complex idea, the idea of taking data, breaking into the part of logical packages and sending through network. So those packages, those were something which were very new. But today, packet switching, the network has become, very important. It has become a multiple communication protocol. It has a various sets of rule for data exchange. So, like at that time in the US, used ARPANET, right? So ARPANET, today we use a lot of technologies like TCP, IP. So all these things are becoming, making our world connected. So the connected world is something which we are leading to. And all these technology, AI, IoT, cloud computing, at the same time, the cyber security, because when we are connected, there is always a threat. So cyber security and all these technologies are making us or enabling us to live in a connected world where nothing goes uninformed. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see a video on this.
The world is more connected today than it has ever been. Digital transformation has forced product companies to adapt, transform, and innovate at a pace not seen before. We have a rich history of enabling our clients to successfully navigate through these rapid changes in technologies. Right from ideation to manufacturing and sustenance, we are a one-stop technology solutions provider to some of the world's most respected and innovative companies. We cover the entire spectrum of product development, including hardware, embedded software, mobile and cloud applications, sustenance engineering, and manufacturing. Our expertise spans from product engineering, digital engineering, quality engineering, software development to original design manufacturing. And our clients leverage this to create innovative and industry-defining products. We drive digital transformation for our customers through our offerings in IoT, machine learning and AI, and DevOps. We invest heavily in ensuring that we stay at the forefront of cutting-edge technologies, which allows our customers to create best-in-class products across multiple domains. We have designed revolutionary products that enhance consumer experience in various domains: consumer electronics, automotive, home automation, industrial automation, medical and healthcare, retail, aerospace, networking, and semiconductors. We invest in developing innovative solutions and IPs like Homebridge, Modular IoT Gateway, Centauri 200 that help our clients develop products tailored to their needs and achieve faster time to market. We ensure higher quality products with our stringent development process. We enable our clients to gain a competitive advantage through better operational efficiencies and lower costs with our end-to-end engineering expertise. We leverage strategic partnerships with market leaders across sectors to give our clients the advantage of early access to the latest platforms. We have been recognized as one of the leading IoT service providers by industry leaders, such as Zinov Zones, Clutch, and numerous others. We serve global clients with offices in multiple locations across the United States and India. We deliver excellence and delight. We are shaping the future of the connected world. We are Valansis.
So this was an example of a company called Valansis, which is basically into all these kinds of technology which are making, all the devices, physical devices, which can be electronic or non-electronic devices, connect with the computer and network with each other to share the data. So they are making sensors, they are making IoT devices, they are in cloud computing and all kind of technology. Now, let's start with AI. So, what is artificial intelligence? There are a lot of definitions which are available in the market, but I'm not going to focus on that. Basically, all of us know that AI refers to a software algorithm and that attempts to replicate the human-like intelligence. That means it try. So I know students, I've been in a teaching job for a long time, and I know the stupid activity what you people are trying to do. Please don't do this because, see, your college have arranged and you have taken an effort to come on a holiday and take this course. So those who are not interested can always leave. You have a choice. Nobody is forcing you. Learning is all should always be a choice, right? It should not be forced. I believe in that. So in case if you're not interested, it's okay. It's nothing, something not, we are losing. Maybe you may not also feel that you are not losing. So please don't do this stupid activity of annotating. So here, what we do is artificial intelligence is a machine or maybe a computer which try to imitate human-like behavior. The God has given intelligence. The human intelligence can be undefined. Undefined in the term that you have a capability of learning on your own, you have a capability of reasoning, you have a capability of memorization, you have a capability of doing a lot of things. You have an intelligent part which is also called emotional intelligence. Then there is an IQ, so spiritual intelligence. So many words are creeping today in the world of business. And today, the organization is not only looking at the people with IQ, right? Also, the people which has the balance of IQ, balance of EQ, as well as SQ. Now, what we are trying to do with artificial intelligence in the world of business is trying to create a machine which can have IQ, but building SQ and EQ is seem to be a far away or far-fetched thing. But maybe soon there will be a time where you will have the machines which can exhibit emotional quotient, which can exhibit emotional intelligence as well as the spiritual intelligence, right? So artificial intelligence is enabling all kind of human intelligence capability of reasoning, memorizing, learning from formal or informal ways, from mistakes, from environment, from peers, from family, from everything. So AI is trying to imitate the human intelligence, the machines which are going to imitate human intelligence and help in taking decisions. Ultimately, we take decisions, decisions of all kind in our life, like whether to eat food or not, how much to eat, should we sleep, do we want to attend this course or not, during the course of time, I really want to pay attention to this course or not. All these kinds of decisions every seconds we are taking. Machines are also doing the same thing, which has AI capability. But you are taking intelligence, using emotional intelligence and taking those decisions. But machines are not capable of getting influenced by the emotions. So that's something which is where the AI machines are differing from us. So AI applications are now becoming embedded in almost all spheres of life, whether it's economical, social, personal life, whether it is about managing your finances, mutual funds, helping you getting a better romantic partner for yourself, or even getting a personalized counseling. Every sphere of life AI has worked in. So earlier when AI was developed, it was focusing more on feeding highly codified knowledge to the computers and trying to mimic human decision making. For example, a researcher would interview a doctor try to codify their decision-making rules and develop an expert system embedded with a particular doctor knowledge as an expert system. So AI was based on expert system, which will be expert in certain domain and will carry a knowledge base of that. And whenever a system interface with AI system, it can just answer the questions which it has a knowledge base. But if it goes beyond something, beyond what is not being there in the knowledge, it was not able to do that. So the expert system was embedded with the codified knowledge. So the approach was not only time consuming, but also started reaching a plateau where the human decision making rules could be codified only to a limited extent. So over a last decade, computer scientists have been tackling with AI problem in fundamentally different and far more promising way. For example, how do a toddler learn to walk? Certainly not by the first learning physics or biology. Do you teach in the school a toddler how to walk? Rather, they learn via trial and error. They fall, they get up, they know, they understand, okay, fine, these are stairs, this is how I have to take a support if I'm falling. They observe the adult walking and they try to mimic that. Then they try something and fall down. They see that work, what doesn't work. So here there is no structured learning which is happening. Learning from this ground level data and then trying again, perhaps failing and then trying bit differently and then figuring out what is correct is AI now. So AI is no longer a structured programming codes which do a specific task in a specific way. Those are not AI. A machine which has intelligence means it can think like human being and understand the mistake, learn from it and rectify it and do the right thing. Okay, it can even go and do a wrong thing also, but should learn and try to rectify, just like a human being. So that's where the AI machines are progressing, students. So could machine learn programming similarly the way a human being learn how to walk, how to talk, how to recognize things about various things from formal education in schools and colleges or from informal education through friends, peers and family? Can machine do that today? So today this is possible, students. So when machine learn on their own, they get smarter. They even can learn to take good decisions in area where human being cannot. For example, there are many knowledge which you can't codify. So for example, today the domain of the AI, which is one of the domain is computer vision, and the other domain is NLP, natural language processing. These are the two biggest area where the AI technologies are applied today. Okay, so let us look into the one of the various funny incident, how our future will be with or without AI. So I want you to see the future with or without AI by looking at this very funny video on the AI.
No. It's just construction. That's all. No. I'm not driving. Are you okay? Yeah. You? I'm good. Oh, no, not you. Listen, I'm going to have to call my agent. I'm going to get right back to you.
Mr. Burton, this is Insure Corp. We've received sensor data that indicates you were in an accident. Are you injured in any way?
I'm not injured, no.
Is anyone else injured?
I don't believe so.
Okay, where's my agent's number?
We have pinpointed your location and we are showing your car is not drivable. So we are dispatching an Uber car to take you to your destination.
That will be great.
I'm pressing 1. English. ENGLI, English.
May we give your coordinates to our appraiser drone to perform the appraisal?
Absolutely.
We have received the photos, assessed the damage, authorized the repair, selected a qualified repair facility, and have dispatched a tow truck to take your vehicle to that facility.
Perfect.
Yes, hi, this is. Yes, I'll hold.
We have looked up the other vehicle's insurance, transmitted the appropriate data to create the claim, and filed the California SR1 accident report. Can you confirm the information is correct on your phone, then hit the accept button?
I'll check it right now. Okay, all done.
Thank you. Your Uber car is arriving now.
I see it coming.
Accident, not payment, accident.
Your tow truck should be there now. Don't forget to leave your keys in the vehicle. Thank you for using InsureCall, powered by Pivotal Labs.
So you saw the student that how the AI is going to make our world more convenient and more connected, as you have seen in this particular video, that how a particular person with the help of AI, he doesn't have to do anything. Everything was done by the AI. And the other person without the AI, how it is difficult to even claim an insurance and get some help. So this is how the life is going to be with AI. So let's now understand how the AI work. Okay. To begin with, AI system always accept data. The AI can't work without data. Everything is data, all about data. So without data, AI can't do anything. So it needs a set of data to work on that data and then come out with. Like our human body, students, or we always tell the student that our body is also a machine. And we have input system as our 5 sense organ: eyes, ears, nose, skin, right, tongue. All these 5 sense organ are our input device to our body. So what happens? Suppose if we touch a hot object, the skin is an input device which take a sensor and understand the temperature of the hot object and it will send the input data to the brain. The brain has an application program which understand that it is very hot and we have to take an action to remove the hand, otherwise it's going to burn. So take a decision and immediately within a second the decision is taken and we remove our hand. We hear a loud voice and we keep our hand on our ear to cover it and to save ourselves, protect ourselves. How it is happening? So the input device what we have provided by the God, these input device are sending all kind of data to our body, to our intelligence, natural intelligence, what we say. And this natural intelligence is working on that data and based on the input, analyze the input and take a decision. So AI is also doing the same thing. So AI accept the data input in the form of speech, text, image, whatever it is, right? Just give me a few seconds. And the system processes the data by applying the various rules and algorithm, interpreting, predicting action on the input data. So upon processing, the system provide an outcome. And this outcome is based on the kind of data it is receiving. Sometimes it may happen that the data is not correct. For example, we as a human being doesn't necessarily always get the input through our sense organ as a correct and accurate data. But if you imagine a traditional computer with a AI computer, a traditional computer which is just a programmable computer to perform a task. Let's say you make a program and that program receive an input which should be accurate. Like, for example, you people are doing coding and you make a flow chart first. So if this is correct, do this. So false and true condition. If this is this, then it is, if it is a condition is false, take some action. If condition is true, take some action. There is no in between conditions between false and true. It cannot be may be false, may not be false, may be true, somewhat true. All those partial kind of answers the traditional computer doesn't accept. It either had a condition false or it accept a condition true. Now AI differ in this. AI may take a condition which can be a varying degree between false and true, right? So that is how, even with the inaccurate, incomplete data, how the human mind works. For example, if a human mind, for example, if I have to say, look outside, like now today, if you look outside at Bangalore, in the morning, you may think that, okay, today it may rain. You deciding it may rain is not based on the accurate data where you have the temperature, the humidity level, the wind level, and all the precipitation level. All these data is not with you. But if you have to make the computer take a decision, will it rain or not? You're making a program. You will have to first take an input. What's the temperature? Temperature is this much. What is the humidity level? What is the temperature? What is the but precipitating level? What is the condition of the cloud or the wind condition? All these conditions, when it is all true, it will predict and come up with a decision. It will rain. It will not say it may rain. But the human brain, without any kind of input or incomplete input, just looking out with your eyes, with your vision, with your experience, you may say that it will rain. And most of the time, 70 to 80%, you may be correct, because this is based on your experience. Why I'm trying to give you these examples of this, kind of a situation is that so that you can connect it with the machine, with AI. The AI work exactly the way the human brain work. It also try to take incomplete data sometime and may predict how the human being predict somewhat probable situation. So probability is a very key element of AI here. So predicting, forecasting, all these can be done with incomplete data or complete data or somewhat inaccurate data also sometime with the machine. Okay. So the results in AI are analyzed. The feedback is also considered here. And through a particular rules, a set of rules and algorithm based on certain expert knowledge base, the AI come out with an outcome. And AI doesn't come out with a final outcome. It is in the loop. It gives the outcome and the loop continue till it get. Maybe there are some time the outcome is not desirable. You may say that it might rain. I don't know. Then in that case, the computer can't leave the outcome as we don't know, it might rain. The computer has to come to a correct conclusion. Then only it is useful for the men or useful for the humankind. So it has to go into the loop and try to get the more data and keep on analyzing with certain machine learning algorithms so that it come with an accurate, desirable outcome. And that's what is AI. So the key component of AI is intelligence. The capability of deep learning, the component to understand AI. Let us look into the, the various kinds of, so these are the major components of AI, which is the subdomain of AI, like deep learning, NLP, natural language processing, which we see in vision and the speech and translators, neural network, computer vision, cognitive computing, which is dealing with the, talking about various kinds of taking decisions based on unstructured data, incomplete, inaccurate data. Deep learning, neural network is about pattern matching and all those kinds, which we're going to discuss. And even your, trainers are going to discuss offline about this. Let's look into the top 5 AI trend. So if we dive deeper into the AI, we found this is a trend which we see today, which is already existing. The first is called computer vision. So AI, which use machine learning algorithm, try to replicate human-like visions. So the models are trained to identify a pattern in the image and classify the object. For example, for a human being, for example, a 1-year-old boy or a girl, a small baby, 1-year-old baby, if you tell or show a dog and a cat, if they have already known this is dog and cat, they can recognize, because both almost look similar but have a difference in the size. Both have 4 legs, similar kind of features and all. But to machine to identify similar looking pattern, similar looking object, which is slightly different, is the capability what we have as a human being. If we try to mimic that capability into human being, computer, then there is where we are using AI. So the computer vision is one of the major domain. There are a lot of people who are doing a lot of research. There are a lot of products, a lot of services which is based on computer vision. In due course of time, we will be taking each one of these domain and will discuss technically. Today the few sessions are non-technical in nature, but it is just giving you the application part of it. So all these computer vision is going to, you will see the wide use of computer vision in the warehouse, Amazon using it, in the retail sectors, in the health sectors, in the agricultural sectors. So these are widely used. Then you have the second one is autonomous car. You might have heard about driverless car, right? Driverless cars are being tested by the company like Tesla, Uber, Google, Ford, GM, Cruise. So this is already there for so many years. Google has been testing the car for almost now 6 to 7 years. It is ready. It is ready for the market. Maybe the legal framework is not ready for autonomous or fully autonomous car, but Uber in Pittsburgh has already started the autonomous taxis, but it is not fully autonomous. It is an autonomous car, but the government, the legal system require uh, a human driver to sit behind the wheel. Maybe the human driver is not touching the car or the wheel, but it is there in case if the system fail or the sensor fail. Till today, the Google has not recorded any, kind of a accident. There were few cases which were just rumors, nothing else, just whistleblowing. So nothing is there. So Tesla has also unveiled a Dozo chip, which basically create a huge image which is collected, and the computer vision system embedded into self-driving car so that it can understand the from the input from the camera which is in the car to take all the input from the surrounding from the 360-degree view. And I will be explaining you how the autonomous car work with AI and sensor. This case study, I will do it in one of the class with all the hardware and the software part. So you will understand exactly how this autonomous car or the driverless car work. So I'll leave that portion to that particular session. I'll go ahead. The next AI trend, which today we are mostly witnessing, is chatbots. And I will be giving you, not this month, because this month you're just starting. So next month, I will give you codes. I don't know whether the students of BCA are familiar with GitHubs. Is there any faculty over there in this session?
Yes, ma'am, of course, ma'am. Now they just joined after PU or +2. They're not much aware of that kinds of things. Final year students, because of projects, they are aware about that kinds of things. They are freshers only. Only few students may.
Okay, so maybe after maybe 1 month and all, we will request and see if we can, get a training on GitHub, because that's necessary for, the engineering students to know about GitHub. So I'll not talk about that, but I will be giving you maybe after 1 month or 2 months, I will find out what is a situation or level of understanding of the students. And then I'll give you the codes from the GitHubs, and I will give you that how to create a chatbots, and that also will be one of the project. Because what we have planned is that we will divide all these students, 270 or 250, into the group of 2020 maybe. The teachers can take a call, and each students will be either ending up doing live projects, because I believe in project-centric learning, and project-centric learning means coming out with live product or services. Maybe it can be an app, it can be a chatbots, it can be virtual assistants, it can be anything, right? So a lot of things which we have planned, but at present I'll not focus on that. And we're just giving you examples so that they know what it is. So we all know that because of the pandemic, we all were stuck to our home. We were like jailed in our house. So the global industries were actually focusing more on developing chatbots, virtual assistants and chatbots basically use deep learning and NLP technology, which maybe in the advanced sessions, which we'll talk about. One session I'll take on computer vision and NLP. You will understand how it is used then. So all chatbots are used mostly, you will see in all the sites, like in the banking sites and all. And these chatbots are intelligent. They are not FAQ machines. They're not the machine which are feeded with frequently asked questions or predetermined questions and answers. These chatbots are intelligent. They can understand. Today, company like Amazon or Flipkart, any big e-commerce companies have their social response chatbots. These chatbots, what the work of the chatbots, combining with the data analytic tools called sentiment analysis or data mining, they pull up all those data related to the comment by the customers on their company. Like somebody is talking about Amazon, they'll pull up those data from the social site. This is called sentiment analysis, put into whether it is neutral, it is negative, or it is positive. And also through data mining, they understand. And then that particular data is being analyzed and understood whether the customer was happy or not. So the chatbot responds, and this chatbot also responds. Most of the time, it is a human psychology that we will always give a feedback when we are unhappy. Correct or not? When we are not happy, we take a call and we want to shout at somebody. We don't want a machine to respond to us because we know that emotionally it can't reciprocate to our feeling, or it can't convince us and try to console us to calm down. We want that. So that we don't get it from machines. So what chatbots, you will never know that you are talking to a chatbots actually. So chatbots basically on the thing will try to sympathize with you and try to respond in the same way the human being will do in a call center. So chatbots are also used in call centers. So the companies like IBM, Amazon has the Lex chatbots, which is very smart chatbots. These are all smart chatbots. Then the third one, very important, is the solution for metaverse. You all know that last year when Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook is now going to be called as metaverse, everybody thought it's a new world. Wow, new word. But that's not a new word. Metaverse is existing from a long time, from the time we came across the world of virtual reality and augmented reality. So metaverse is nothing but it is defining a virtual environment that allow the user to interact with digital tools and give them an immersive experience. So in October 2021, when Mark Zuckerberg rebranded Facebook as Meta and said that we are going to give you that experience, they were not the one or not the first one to do that. They were already almost all the company from Google to Microsoft, IBM, everybody is doing that approach. So AI is playing a major role in metaverse. I will be taking one session where you will have how the AI is helping in the metaverse world, creating a metaverse world with you, and how in future, maybe in few years, coming years, you will have altogether a new experience. You will not be a passive sitting and just in today, especially in the entertainment industry. So that's where the metaverse is used. Then is the virtual. So another trend in 2022 is language modeling. Language modeling is a technology which allow computer to understand language semantics, where the NLP comes into picture. The complete sentence, incomplete sentence, the word, the shortcut which you normally, the youngsters have a practice of doing, right? I normally ask my daughter, what does this particular SMS or WhatsApp word, images, icon, or maybe some short form means. So all these words, all these semantics, when you post something on the Facebook or on the Instagram, you put certain language. The teenagers have a way of telling few things in a various kinds. The computers don't understand because those words literally mean something else in the dictionary. So here is the where the language modeling comes into a picture. So generative pre-trained transformer 3, GPT-3, we're going to talk about OpenAI. I have one session on OpenAI. OpenAI is a comprehensive language modeling tools which are available today and used by many companies like Microsoft. 175 billion parameters are used basically to analyze and generate human-like language. So OpenAI in August 2021 released a better version called Codex. I took one session on that in the previous batch. I will take one session, advanced, these are all advanced sessions with you people, where you will see the natural language and how do you generate programming code in the same way how the normally language happens. So the companies are now working on the next version of GPT-3, which is GPT-4, and which is much version, and it is also called parts a language. So we're going to talk about that in NLP session. Okay. So this is what I told you: the computer vision, the autonomous car, the chatbots, the metaverse, and the world of language modeling. Okay. So let's understand a lot of myth, a lot of misunderstanding related to AI. AI is becoming so immersive, so integrating, integrated technology in our workplace, in our hospitals, in our schools, in our daily life. It is trying to, at present, it is trying to automate the repetitive work task, which is done by a labor or a worker in a factory, or maybe a administrative task by a bank clerk. All these are the things which we are at present doing. But apart from that, it is also trying to aid doctors in early cancer detection, to review your homework, to recommend the training for a particular employee. So AI can actually improve efficiency and productivity. It can undermine also the efficiency. Sometime I'm talking about the certain drawbacks also, that it can undermine the efficiency, effectiveness, and equity. So now you will have a deep understanding of what AI is and how it is being used. As I said, that artificial intelligence was firstly coined. Let us first understand this, that how it evolved. It was firstly coined in 1955 by a team of researchers in 1955, I'm talking about, in Dartmouth College. And one of the biggest researcher, you all may be knowing about him, John McCarthy, he defined AI and he said, can machine think? And he wrote a paper on that, research paper. And then AI has come to a broader branch of computer science. Everybody started doing research, a lot of things went on. People, it was theoretical, then it became practical, and then it became a part of computer science. Trying, the researcher tried to develop algorithm, the machine capability to automating the analytical skills and decision making skills in the machines. So the AI system is described to do certain tasks. Initially, it was a simple task, repetitive task. So we have two kinds of AI, a narrow and weak AI, which can perform simple tasks, general and strong AI, which can cope up with generalized tasks like human being. So Apple Siri is the form of narrow AI. Narrow AI means weak AI. It is limited to doing a simple task of answering your question based on certain kinds of calculation. For example, if you say, Siri, play my favorite song. So the Siri is going to analyze the songs which you have frequently played, the genre which you like, maybe the kind of app you have, or maybe it will look into your iTunes and find out the song which is frequently played and do. So this is a very simple task to do. But general AI is more associated with something which is like the science fiction movie which you might have seen. Like whenever I tell this to my students, and my students always laugh and say, "Ma'am, Chitty, the Rajnikant movie," and they say, "Ma'am, that is the." But you should see a movie called Her or Terminator. Maybe most of you might have seen. I saw when I was in the college, and first time when I saw the Terminator, and I saw that the Arnold, came to the earth and he was looking for the clothes. He was very surprised that how people, it was a machine only, but then it thought that I want a cloth which can fit to my body statistic, and he could look at people, and his eyes becomes a camera, and he can understand and calculate the statistic of the body, and all these he can do. I was thinking, is it possible? It's not possible. So when we see a science and fiction movie which is based on AI or robots, we say that, okay, fine, this is not possible, nothing like this will happen. But then after a few years, I saw this was happening. Google came up with the glass, which could do exactly what Arnold was doing in Terminator. So similarly, the journal AI or strong AI will do all those things which you see in scientific or hi-fi movies based on AI. So the most common form of AI used today is machine learning. What machine learning does? The machine learning, which is also, we can say both it has strong and the fond AI, machine learning use statistical models. So when you're learning AI, you should be very good in statistical model. You should know regression analysis, correlation, all those linear equations. So the statistical model and algorithm to draw inference from the pattern in data. And these inferences are used to predict an output variable. For example, an action that should be taken, decision should be made. Example can be the Netflix recommendation algorithm. The best example I could tell you, students. It determined what type of movie to suggest. For example, whenever you are nowadays, when on the OTT platform, you have abundance or a strong set of movies. All these movies you see in each login ID or user ID, you have different set of recommendation which comes to you. No two people will have the same set of, you will have the same set of new movies. But the AI recommendation engine, also based on data analytics, gathers a lot of data about what you watch, how much do you watch, and then it try to, do what? It try to uh, match your preference, your hobby, your personality with a group of people who have the same personality. And if you are asked that what movie or what entertainment program are you going to watch today or tomorrow, you will never know until you are watching a particular kind of a series. So what happens? You never know that what you are going to watch tomorrow, what you're going to like tomorrow. But Netflix will know that this is what you're going to like. And ultimately, you end up taking that kind of recommendation. Just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So now, example, as I said that, and the other example is the self-driving car. The self-driving car also adjusts the traffic, the speed according to the traffic flow. It take a decision when to stop the car, when to take a turn, change the lane, slow down the car, stop the car at the signal based on the input it receives. So there are actually two types of machine learning, students. One is supervised. You will be learning about this, but I'm just giving you overview. And one is called unsupervised. Supervised machine learning is a weak AI. That supervised learning means what? You are supervised. When you're supervised or monitored to do certain tasks, you do according to what your supervision is telling. You don't take a decision on your own. So your supervisor is saying, take this bucket, put this paint, put now red paint into this quantity, that quantity, now do this now. So you're following the instruction. So what supervised machine learning does, it is draw the inference from a set of input which is predefined, set of algorithm which is predefined. So it does only that task according to the predefined algorithm or the coding. That is what the supervised learning does. So you can train AI system to, for example, recognize an object which is round and red with a stem as an apple. That's a supervised learning. So you put a lot of pictures of, I will do that with you. I will certainly not now, because not today is not the correct date. I will take you all this, what I'm saying, I will practically make you do. So I will take you to a platform where you will put a set of pictures. For example, apple. You want the machine to recognize a fruit as an apple. You have to give the particular computer, when it look at the apple picture, it should say that it is apple. So what you will do, you will put a different forms of red color apple with red color and with a stem and with different shape, different size, and you put as a set of data. And you train the model and train with the machine learning to recognize that particular red color round object, apple-shaped object with this as an apple. Now, that's called supervised learning. Now, what unsupervised learning does? It does not. And you label it. You put a label to the set of data, apple, red apple. Unsupervised learning does not use label data, right? Unsupervised learning try to find hidden, some kind of a different kind of a data which doesn't match, but maybe the same kind of a set. For example, it can be see, if you're putting this as a data set with different kind of a apple shape, long stem, small stem from all the angle, and you put and label it red apple or apple. So when a supervised learning run a program, any picture which matches the set of data of all the red apples you have put, it will say apple. But what happens when you put this picture? A green apple. This is also an apple. But this green apple has the same shape, but the color is different. It is green in color. Supervised learning algorithm will not recognize this as an apple because it doesn't fit with the set of structured data or set of the pictures which you have put and made and labeled it as apple. Right? Unless and until you put this also. Unsupervised learning, if it get this as an input, will it call it as an apple? It will. So what it will do is it will try to use a technology or techniques called neural network, distinguish the characteristic of an apple. In the unsupervised learning, it will try also to find hidden structure or a pattern in the unlabeled data, because this is an unlabeled data. Like, for example, storms tell a coloring, the shape and the size, which make a object look like an apple may not be the color. So this is called the unsupervised learning, where the machine learning, unsupervised learning comes into picture. Okay. So majority of AI in our life today use machine learning or narrow AI. At present, whatever we are using, whether it is a personal digitant or it is a Siri or it is anything which is a narrow AI. The advanced or general AI is something which we are not using mostly in our day-to-day life, but that is where the industry is making use of strong AI. AI becoming more powerful, more integrated into our life, and because of the huge growth of volume of data which is being collected, generated, and this is becoming the advancement in algorithm, because more data you feed, more accurate is your system. Okay, advancement. So there's a huge improvement also in the computational speed. Today we have got very, very hi-fi or very significant computers with a good computational speed. So significant advances, current capability of AI is very close to depict in science fiction novel and the movies what you see, and that's going to become a reality. AI is created by humans. It helps the individuals and the society. It actually holds great potential, but now we are going to talk about some limitation also. As AI tools are becoming more and more integrated into our life, it is very important for us to understand their limitation also and balance the benefit and risk. The people who are behind this particular technology, like for example, Elon Musk, what you called Larry Page, then Sundar Pichai, or maybe you talk about Stephen Hawking of Theory of Everything. There's no more, but then all these people who are actually the people who are the expert behind AI are suddenly, even the Bill Gates, they also are against the development of AI to an extent that it becomes threat to human life. See, I always tell my students that it is not how you develop technology or how the technology is advancing. It is about how you use technology bring difference in your life. You can use technology for good purpose, for beneficial to the society, for yourself, or you can use technology for destruction. So here, the AI is built for destruction. That's not good. So that's where we are going to learn now that certain time it happens that the AI, the model which we are actually trying to increase, or we are trying to make, certain time it may happen that there can be some kind of biasness in AI, right? Because ultimately AI is working on data. The AI learns from data. So sometime it may happen that there can be a kind of a biasness. Then there must be a question in your mind that how can it be possible? Because only the human mind are bent toward biasness, bent toward favoritism. But artificial intelligence also can have the potential of coming up something which we say false negative or false positive. Okay, we are training machine learning algorithm with good research work backed up with a lot of data, and so many things are happening, right? But at the same time, this may happen. For example, if I have to give an example, that a company which is using AI to assess the potential of the employer in the appraisal, may also trying to help. One of the company tried, either it was Amazon, who was trying to use AI to help shortlisting the potential candidate for recruitment. It wanted to classify the person who's a good fit for the company to save the time and to also save the human biasness. Because it happens that when you are a human being is recruiting somebody, they may get influenced by certain things, by caste. In India, it is caste, community, color of the skin, gender, so many things, right? You may not like one caste, you may not like one community. That may affect your judgment, right? Recruitment, even judgment. So the company was using. But then what they found was that there was a machine learning bias. The machine learning bias was artificial intelligence was taking a role where it was trying to become biased, not because it is like human being, it has been very objective, very sentiment or very emotionally influenced in taking decision being. It is because of the rule based process, the pattern it was following. So AI system can sometimes produce inadequate or ill-conceived results. Okay. So AI system can even produce a poor judgment. Therefore, the AI system reflect human values and okay, students, so we'll go ahead now. So yeah, it's created by human being. It can be a prejudice, it can be biased because it depends on the programmer who is feeding the rules into it. So there was one American journalist who said that we already know that machine learning has huge potential, but there is something which it can produce a biased result. And this particular system is called garbage in, garbage out. Let's see now move into application of AI. AI is applied in various fields. I'm going to take today the example of the application of AI in healthcare industry. And later on, we can move into entertainment, finance, and all those, right? So let's take some case studies now, and we'll move. So far, any question? If there's any question, I can go ahead. You can write in the chat box.
Students, if you have any questions, kindly raise your hands and you can ask.
Okay, let's move to the case studies. So let's take this AI in healthcare. Very interesting cases I have. So let's take one of the case by Google. So Google is a company which is pioneering in the advancement in AI. And in last few years, from 2018, they have a significant role to play in diagnosing lung cancer. Okay. So let's know certain facts about lung cancer. Lung cancer actually has a highest rate of mortality among all the cancers. Accounting for, actually in US, I was reading one research paper and it said that it accounts for more than 1,60,000 deaths every year. And early detection of this, which is very, very difficult to do, has shown to the reducing the mortality rate by 20 to 43%. That means if you detect the lung cancer, like any cancer, which is very difficult because in the early stages of the cancer, there is no symptom. You can't detect cancer because a person goes to a doctor only when he has some symptoms. He has fever or pain or something abnormality in the body. Early stage of cancer doesn't show any kind of symptoms. So that's the reason why it remain undetected. So lung cancer is also like that. So if it is detected early, there is a chances that a person can survive. So medical guideline endorse the use of low, actually how do you detect a cancer? By CT scan, right? CT imaging scans. So the medical guideline also says that the use of low dose CT scans for lung cancer screens is very good. Despite the guideline in very, very big countries or successful countries like United States, the healthcare systems suffer from some challenges. What are those challenges in diagnosing lung cancer? First, we understand the basic or the ground level challenges, and then we'll go ahead and find out how AI has helped in this. So, radiologists who are basically dealing with the CT scan imaging, they are the people who interpretate those data. They're dealing with this. So, radiologists are more prone to error conclusion. Their conclusions are based on the image, and these conclusions are most of the time error, right? So there is a significant variability in the skill level among the radiologists all across the world. So emerging economies like India and all suffer from additional more problems. I'm talking about the successful or the developed countries like US, you have a shortage of trained radiologists. So think about India. The shortage of these trained radiologists, it's exceeding, and there is a huge shortage of imaging centers also in certain countries in the health center. In May 2019, I'm talking from the paper which I actually read. In May 2019, a scientist at Northwestern University and Google, they came up with together with a paper. They wrote a paper which I read. It is called Nature Medicines. And this particular paper detailed result in the test with the artificial intelligence system trained to read low dose CT image. As I said that when the cancer is not detected and when you're going for a CT image, always the medical experts say you should go for low dose CT images. And low dose CT images means that it is very difficult for the radiologist to predict or to interpret those images. So that's where the Northern University professors and Google, they came up with a paper called Nature Medicines, and they suggested the role of artificial intelligence to train them and develop the algorithm to read these low dose CT images. So the scientists compared the accuracy of AI system diagnosis with those 6. What they did, they didn't just apply it. So they developed the AI expert system, which can read and interpret the low dose CT images, and took also the report from 6 expert radiologists and compared it. So what happened is they could find that AI system could diagnose and give the accuracy level of the AI diagnosis systems were far better than the 6 expert radiologists together. So this is a leading example of the application of AI to a computer vision. In this case, where they could look at both recent scan and the earlier one the AI system performed as radiologist. And if both look at only one more recent scan, the AI system beats the radiologist. Almost all the AI system could beat the expert radiologist reading. The AI system also produced very few false positive. False positive is the error report, which false positive means that you're not suffering from cancer, but the radiologist write that this person is suffering from the cancer, which is called false positive. So when they compared the result, and they found that the AI system could come up with fewer false positive, and which is, as I said, the incorrect report of presence of cancer, and fewer false negative also. That can be ulta also, or the opposite also. For example, You have the cancer, but the radiologist come to conclusion that there is no cancer, which is also called false negative. So when the AI system expert radiologists were used, they came up with fewer false positive and fewer false negative reports, which is which is very, very rare in this case. So, and thereby it reduced the unnecessary follow-up procedure. Case of misuse, missed tumor, sometime it had used to happen in that cases. So they were the source of AI system advantage. These are the sources. So the first system was found bound by constraint of human eye. So there is some constraint we felt which the human eye can have, which the AI and with the help of the subdomain of AI, computer vision can overtake or overcome. So we can look at the 2D image slice on this screen. Instead, what AI system will do, it will look at it will create a 3D image in one go. And the system could look at both the 2D scan, which has come out from the CT scan image, and also convert it into 3D image. Also, it can go to 4D nowadays in the 4th dimension, and it will have with a great computational power, can analyze each pixel as well as various combination of pixel with far greater granularity than the human radiologist can do. Can human eye can do a picture and granulate like this, image? No. It can just even go to an extent, the AI radiologist can go to an extent that each granule, each pixels of the image can be separated and looked into. That was the deep, and this is also called one of the domain of AI called deep learning. In the deep learning, the AI is trained on the subset of the cases where it analyzes scan. So what AI is doing, not only using the computer vision, it is also using the previous learning from the previous case history of so many patient. So the patient who has got false negative, who have called false positive, later on it was detected that it was false positive and false negative. All those data was feeded, because as I told you already that AI can't work without data. So it is a supervised as well as the unsupervised learning which was happening. So now the test could reveal the presence and absence of cancer with almost 99% of accuracy. This is now the condition it's now. So the prior medical expertise coded in their system, initially when they made the AI do the work of radiologist, the prediction was not so accurate. It can be, just like a little better than human being. But today they can make better prediction about the presence and absence of cancer. And also with lot of trial and error and previous data, they can make whether they have to go for the test again or not. This is just like a child who tried to learn how to crawl, how to stand, fall at the various, and then learn on its own, trial error method. So the AI was also trained on trial and error method to predict the cancer accurately to 99% actually. So this is a kind of a system which was happening. So I'm going to take you to this particular site of Google where you can see this. So just give me a few seconds. So I'll just share the screen with you and I'll show you the site where all these projects are there. The Google project about various things. So you can see here predicting the lung cancer. This is the paper which I read. We can see here how the lung cancers, which can create 1.7 million deaths per year, and the research which was done where the AI can produce instead of 2D, 3D modeling of data sets. And they came up with this particular paper called Nature Medicine. So 2D image. So you can see here, if you can see here, this one. So this was a scan, which is the original picture. And this entire scan can be converted into granule and the 2D scans. See here how it is happening. And this is how the AI is doing. And the AI can go to an extent that this red color picture, what is happening here, is the cancerous. So initially in this scan, if you see, you can see not this red color, but the scan full volume model when the AI is doing, when it is doing a high level module framework, the scan can predict the cancerous presence with this. So this is how the AI is doing the modeling. And then I'll show you here also initial scan. See, this is how it is. So initial scan, very difficult that if you get something like this, you will find out it's a cancer. Now initial scan with AI, this was the supervised learning part. Then they started feeding a lot of previous data and all these. And then you can see here, this was the next step. So you can go to this if you want. I can just post this in the chat box and you can go through this particular case. There are a lot of cases in Google you can find out. Is the chat disabled or what, ma'am?
It is there.
I'm not able to open the chat.
It is there.
Now, yeah, it's there.
I can.
Okay, so you all can just go through this particular blog where you will find this particular case study and all, and you'll find interesting fact about this. So let's move into the other part of the. Okay, fine. Just give me a few seconds. Some more example in the healthcare industry.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
As per the explanation, what you told, this two-dimensional CT scan images converted to 3D, or that.
No, what they were doing is that they were basically trying to create a 3D model, not 3D scan.
Oh, okay, okay. 3D modeling they are preparing from this 2D data.
Yes, yes. So 2D
Oh,
scan data, what was coming, which
Oh.
I showed in the thing, that
Okay,
was
ma'am.
converted into 3D modeling. The 3D modeling could show the each branches or the nodules of the lungs very clearly,
Okay.
very
Okay,
clearly.
okay.
So from
Okay.
there, they could predict whether the cancer is really present or not.
Okay.
That is what they were doing it. Okay.
Okay. So actually, the data is stored as supervised as a ground truth. The data stored as supervised only.
So one is that supervised data is all the expert knowledge, that how do you detect the cancer and what are the characteristic of a cancerous cell and all. That is the
Okay, ma'am.
expert, that is supervised learning. But unsupervised learning, where the radiologists are also the expert people. So their knowledge is built into supervised learning. But the other data set which they had, the previous kinds of test results of the patient where they had false negative and false positive kind of report done by the radiologist, that was also fed.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
okay.
unsupervised. So the machine took both the data, the expert advice, the rules and the protocols, and also the uncleared, unlabeled data also, which where they went wrong. And from there, it did a trial error method and made a kind of a algorithm or the kind of a rules which can actually try to predict whether the cancer is present or not at a very good accurate level. So that was
Okay,
what.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So now, so we came into this one more example I would like to give you, and that example, just give me a few seconds, is about. Yeah. Okay, so we have one more example here, and this example.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So I think somebody was busy talking someone. So here we will go to one more example here, and this is a recent example I was going through, and so this is an example of the students in MIT. They also required to do some real projects. So I'm sorry, it's MIT is a different case. This is a Stanford case. So Stanford, student along with the faculty has developed something called self-navigating cane. And across, we all know that we have so many people who are blind. They might have lost their eyes, And these blind people, one of the major challenges they feel is to walk alone. If they're walking on a familiar route, it is very easy for them because they know the route, number of steps they have to do. Through the practice, they can do. But most of the time, the problem with moving and going to a particular place alone end up in, getting injured, and this also cause mental and physical health issues to them. So Stanford came out with a
Nandini Sundini.
So what was happening in the US, you normally have something called guided dogs. The dogs are trained basically to take a visually impaired, a person to a particular destination. So the cane did something where it came up with certain kinds of functionality build. And these are the functionality which they build to remove the obstacles and in the unfamiliar. So what it was doing is that it was working. They worked for actually 4 or 5 years, the students, and they borrowed the idea from a car, and they built a prototype of augmented cane which they showcased in 2021. This is called a smart cane, which is designed to help the blind person walk faster with a confidence and without any injuries, reaching to the destination. So what it does, it creates a route map. It helps in taking a voice command from the from the blind person, and the cost is also very less. It's cost around $400, and the cane is also very lighter in weight. They have already developed it and they are already ready to go into the market. It has a system called lidar, 3D sensors, which can sense the object, distance between the object and the cane and the user or maybe the person. The cane also has GPS, accelerometer, magnetometer, gyroscope. It also has other kind. And so what the sensor does, these all sensor gather data, the data about the surrounding, about the objects, about all kinds of, it act as an eye for the blind person. So AI is embedded into a microcontroller in the cane, which convert all these input, which they get it from the sensors, and convert it into 3-dimensional image. And it detect whether the obstacle is what kind of obstacle, and instruct the motorized wheel and give an audio also message to the user saying that move left, stop, there's a stair, take a step. So digital camera is also there. That camera is also taking the input. The sensor is taking the input. The AI model is taking that images from the camera and also the audio message by the user when the user is saying something, and understanding and taking decision and telling the blind person to follow something. Okay, so this is how the researchers has made this. This has become very good thing for the users. So let's see now.
The goal is to help improve the ability of people with visual impairments to navigate and steer around obstacles, making everyday life easier.
We've developed the device which extends the abilities of the white cane by adding sensors to help perceive the environment and then relay that information to the user.
Standard cane is basically a stick. I mean, it really is a stick. The most recent innovation that I know of is that some of them fold like this one does. But Patrick's new cane, there are sensors that detect obstacles in the user's environment. So as I'm walking, it'll detect that there's, let's say, a lamppost or a corner or a trash can or something that I'm about to bump into, and it'll sort of nudge me away from it as I start to approach it.
We have a LiDAR, which measures distance to the object around the person. We have GPS, which measures the position in the outdoor setting. We have an inertial measurement unit, which allows us to measure the position and orientation of the person. And then we have a camera, which allows us to understand images of where they are, and so we can define key objects.
The wheel essentially kind of pulls the user left or right. So if the system says, okay, the user needs to navigate to the right, they need to turn right, the wheel will start spinning to the right, and you'll feel it as if someone's pulling you in that direction.
For sighted individuals, after about 5 minutes of training, they found a 38% improvement in terms of walking speed. For much more experienced users, for visually impaired individuals, they found a 18% improvement in terms of walking speed. And this can provide a significant improvement in terms of their quality of life due to. This project leverages sensors developed for autonomous vehicles and also AI and algorithms developed for safe vehicle driving. And it's really neat to be able to see ideas from this industry percolate to other domains, including the creation of this walking cane.
We published it open source so that other people can build the system and make it available. I think it has the potential to make people's lives a lot easier.
I see the improved cane as like a really nice step forward. I think it could be a much improved experience, especially for navigating environments that I'm less familiar with.
Okay. So I'll just take few more examples and the cases and leave you. I know that you are getting bugged now. So let's take an example of our recent life that all of us got affected with, which was coronavirus, and how this company called Moderna basically deployed AI to develop the vaccine for corona. So Moderna is an American biotech company, and they used AI to accelerate or speed up the development of vaccine. So in January 11, 2020, we all know that the virus has hit our life and it has affected our life. And Moderna, within the 24 days of recognizing the characteristic and the genes or the genomes or the characteristic of the virus, it made the first vaccine and went into the clinical trial. And it was also approved by the US FDA approved. The vaccine was based on the fact which we normally have in our body, a kind of DNA. So the DNA and RNA, right? So one RNA is called mRNA. The work of the mRNA is to produce, it is also these mRNA molecules are actually produced by our cell in our body. And these mRNA molecule, what it does, it carry the instruction to ribosome in the body protein factory. It is also called the protein factory of our body. And it is also called M means messenger RNA. What it does, it carry a message to our body cell, to a particular body, a protein cell, to produce a particular kind of protein in our body. So mRNA work is to give an instruction to the protein in our body to create a special kind of protein. And all of us know that the coronavirus body or the shell was protected with a protein shell. And if we break that, the coronavirus will not live for a longer time and it will die. So what it did was they tried to create the similar kind of mRNA, which was called synthetic mRNA. They create a cure from that. So they created a mRNA which looked like this. This mRNA molecule which they created called synthetic mRNA, when inserted in our body through injection, will carry a message to the protein of our body, which is also called lipid nanoprotein, which give a message to produce a kind of a protein called lipid nanoprotein. What this lipid nanoprotein will do, it will go strike the coronavirus protein and break that protein shell, and the coronavirus will die. So this mRNA, synthetic mRNA, which was produced as a vaccine, will just pause an instruction for our body protein to kill that or break that shell, or produce a protein to kill that particular protein shell of the coronavirus. That was a kind of a mRNA technology this Moderna company developed with the help of AI. They could understand the characteristic of the protein body or the shell outside the virus, and how it is basically. So what they did, they worked with a lot of pharmacists, a lot of scientists, and a lot of medical profession to find out that how this virus can be killed. And one of the way they found was to break the body shell, which is protecting them and making them reproduce multiple virus and remain in our body for a long time and cause all kind of health issues. So synthetic mRNA was developed. They made that. So what they were doing is, and every person has a different kind of mRNA. So what they will do is they will swap that, kind of a DNA from your cheek muscles, and they use that actually. And the software engineers, basically with the help of the biopharmacist, came up. They kept all these coding into AWS cloud, and they used a lot of even the IoT also used in this, and they came up with a kind of a nucleotide sequence to create this kind of a synthetic mRNA to produce a desired protein to kill the vaccine. And like this, they made the first vaccine, though it was not it was approved by US FDA, but it didn't get commercialized. So that's the reason why it took so much of time, because that's the US FDA has passed this, but it has to go to the human trial and all. So that's the reason why it took so much of time. But they came out with this mRNA very fast.
The US authorization of 2 COVID-19 vaccines marked a turning point in the pandemic and vaccine science. These vaccines use messenger RNA, or mRNA, to deliver immunity. mRNA are short strands of instructions used to build proteins. It's impossible for these mRNA vaccines to alter our DNA in any way. Although that technology has been in development for decades, mRNA vaccines hadn't made it to market until now. There are a few ways to make a vaccine. Most use a version of the pathogen they are trying to protect you against, like the flu or measles, to trigger an immune response. You can think of vaccines like a biological wanted poster. They show our bodies how to recognize the enemy, an antigen, such as a harmful virus or bacteria, so we know how to react if it ever shows up. Our bodies will be prepared to send T cells to attack infected cells, and B cells to produce antibodies, which neutralize the virus and prevent it from invading healthy cells. mRNA vaccines use innovative technology to deliver protection. If traditional vaccines deliver wanted posters, these vaccines carry USB drives with instructions that tell our cellular machinery how to print its own poster. In other words, they instruct the body to make its own antigens.
So you have seen that how mRNA basically does nothing. They created a synthetic mRNA which will just go to our body, and our cell, which is producing the protein cells, give them a message or instruction to produce a special kind of protein to break the shell of the protein of the coronavirus. I'm just moving it fast because I have less time left. I'm giving you a very interesting example. Students pay attention now. This is called Da Vinci surgical. Maybe this is a new term for you, but it is a very, very known term even in India also. There are a lot of hospitals which are actually claiming that to come to us because we are using Da Vinci surgical. That is nothing but assistant surgery. So I'm going to talk about that. So Da Vinci is a forerunner in our surgery nowadays. It's a very big advancement, which is using the AI to go for surgeries. So Da Vinci surgical system is this, which is a very advanced robotic system. And it comes up with something which we call minimum invasive surgery. Minimum invasive surgery means in traditional surgery, if we have to remove or if we have to operate a person, we have to make a deep cut in the muscles and in the skin of the person to see the organ and operate on it, because you have to put your hand inside. So the cut will be so large that the surgeon can put the hand inside the body and do the operation. But today it is not required. Today you required only an inch of cut, which is called minimum invasive surgery. But how can a surgeon then put the hand inside if the cut is too small? It is not enough. It is not enough space to get the surgeon hand inside the body of the patient. So we need not do that, because today the surgeon is not doing anything. It is all robotic arms. If you can see, these are the arms which are like a needle. A needle can just put a small hole in the liver or something, or maybe in the kidney, and remove a stone. So that's called minimum invasive surgery, and this is possible only because of AI. So this is a surgery which requires high degree of precision and a good control. So robotic system has expanded in surgeon capability. There are a lot of benefit which a patient is deriving out of this. Only a 2 centimeter long incision is done, which causes less trauma, faster healing, and less loss of blood. So The hospitals are basically comparing with open surgery. Open service surgery is big one. In some cases, you require it. So this is a very high, but there's a huge investment by the government, by the hospitals. In Bangalore, we have Apollo Hospital doing this. I'll show you the video after this, the Apollo Hospital. So Da Vinci system cost a lot. It cost around $2 million. There's a lot of maintenance fees. Then surgeon need to be trained on the system. They need to know about the AI and all. So this system is a wide range of surgery. Like you can do a cardiac surgery, urologic, gynecologic, pediatric, orthopedic surgeries, prostate cancers you can remove. So the US has done the first basically surgery, Da Vinci surgery using the prostate cancers. And this is how the system looks like. So this Da Vinci consists of two separate connected sections. One section is the robotic tower with the 4 arms, if you can see that, which can operate on the patient. And this hold the surgical instruments. All the surgical instruments are holded in the arm of robots, the 4 arms of the robots. And the fourth one also, so 3 will hold the surgical instrument, and the fourth one will hold the 3D high definition camera. So one is a camera in that arm. The second section is a console where the surgeon is sitting. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't go near the patient. And he operates the robotic arm from this particular console with 2 stereoscopic monitors. So the video screen enable the surgeon to see what is going on. He can see everything. He can manipulate the robot arm, and robot arm will perform the surgery with precision. How it is possible, you see now. So students, this is the end of the session. I have shown you in India, we have Apollo hospitals, all Apollo hospitals, major one in Bangalore also. They have Da Vinci surgery. You have Reliance, Kokilabin, hospital, Tata Memorial Hospitals, AIMS in Delhi. All these have now robotic and Da Vinci surgery because this is a little expensive, but accuracy is huge. Next session, which we are going to do, I think tomorrow, is AI is in the agriculture. What is the application of artificial intelligence in agriculture? We will see in the advanced country how the AI is actually helping the agricultural industry. We will also see the example of India. We will also see the example of AI in power sector, in energy sector. We will also see the use of AI in financial services. Now, I'm going to stop here. If there's any question, you can post it. And also, I want Harinakshi ma'am to interact with the faculty over there and find out if by the next session, if we can, or maybe not by tomorrow, maybe next week, if we can divide the students into the group of 20 and we can individually work with each group of the center, each group of the students to come out with some project. Because
Okay.
you know what, I know the students are will not be interested if they're not able to apply it. So this is, listening will not give them any kind of a desired output. So whatever we are teaching, it has to be applied. At present, what we are doing is we are going at a very, very basic level. But when we are reaching to advanced level, they have to practically develop something. That's where my entire worry is. So if we divide the students now onward and they come up and they start working together, I can also interact with them whenever there's possibility that I can spare the time to interact with separately with these 2020 students and look into their project. So by the end of the entire course, at least every group has some project or something they have developed, and they will be also happy, and they will gain some really good experience and good project when they showcase it to the company that I have developed this project. Either I can help them also in the patent, that's not a problem. Let me tell the students that recently I have got one patent published recently, so I'll share that detail once it is done. So you people can also go ahead and do that. Just see the kind of opportunity which will come to your way. You don't have to run after the job will run after you. So that's kind of skill you people have to build. So we end this session now. Is there any query or any question? Harinakshi ma'am, I will be sending you certain reading references, and these reading references, see, I cannot cover everything now. So these reading references are for the use of AI in HR, use of AI in finance, and various other things. There are a lot of examples and a lot of reading material and case studies available. So I will send that to you. You can share it with the faculty of the college, and they can share it with the students if the students have the urge to learn further, because the learning should not stop here. It should go ahead with their self-learning. And they want to read it, let them go ahead and do that. Let's see if there is something which has come in the chat. Okay, so Aromal has said, although AI is useful for everyone, aren't many job opportunity lost due to AI? Correct, Aromal, you are correct in that. There is a ethical point of view for AI, right? In business, we always say everything is fair, like war. But there are certain things which are legal but unethical. Like the AI has a social impact, AI has a technical impact and economical impact. The social impact is loss of job. When when the driverless car comes, what will happen to millions of those people who are engaged in the profession of driving? They are going to lose their jobs. The routine kind of jobs will be replaced by AI. Either it is by robots or it is by the AI software, right? But there are specialized kind of job which will come. So I was attending, being a part of a lot of seminars in IIM Bangalore. We were discussing about this, and the student said, ma'am, we should not be developing something which is going to be threat for our employment. But we just said that this is not that. That is where you people have come into picture. You people are lucky that you are doing something, your college is making you develop skills. Today, students, you need to develop skills, otherwise you have no future. Robot is definitely going to take over or repetitively doing tasks. You have to specialize in developing those kinds of machines, in controlling and maintaining and managing those kinds of machines. So other kinds, set of this, kind. Day before yesterday, I met one of my students who have come from London School of Economics, and he had a very good position in Morgan Stanley, and he was really doing well. And he suddenly changed his job, and he gave me a card, and it was written behavioral scientist. And I was really surprised. I said, what it is? He said, ma'am, I am the person who make the corporate understand the organizational psychology in this way. Even I am from that management background. I have also learned behavioral science or organizational psychology. But the perspective he had, which is a practical application, has just blown me out of my mind. So today, so many kind of different jobs are evolving. You people have to skill yourself. And for that, you have to be serious about your learning. Having fun is not bad, but having fun at the cost of your own learning on your own future is something which is harmful for you. So students have fun. No problem in having fun. We also had, but at the same time, focused on developing. Otherwise, you are going to, what threat you feeling is going to, you are thinking it's going to happen, will happen with you. You don't look for a routine kind of a job. Develop and become a specialized in certain skills. Okay. So Raghuram is asking, in this class, development of AI and software form or hardware also. See, AI is basically more an algorithm, but then you need to have a specified or specialized kinds of hardware to deal with those kinds of software. So your teachers or your course is more focusing on coding with Python, and the other kind of, I think Python is there. You will be learning the coding with that. But I will be mostly, I'm not going to teach you coding and all, because you have better people to do that. I will be teaching you all application of that. And also I will teach you certain platform where you don't require any coding. And you will literally see that how AI is used. But now it is not the time. If I start teaching you that, you will not understand anything. So maybe next month we will understand AI with no coding. We will use certain platform by almost all the companies. Even the BBA students will think that why I am here, I am in the wrong place, because these are the people who will be doing coding. I will not be doing coding. So you are at a right place. You will also learn certain tools where you can develop the or train the model and use the AI for decision making. Saurav Kumar is asking, in future, is it possible a robo like Chitti? Okay, everybody is very fond of Chitti. Huh? I thought only my students in my college, they are fond of Chitti, but I think everybody is fond of Rajnikant, so it has gone to Chitti now. So Chitti, who's having emotion and feeling, yeah, but that's something which we are scared of, because you've seen in the movie that Chitti was didn't have a kind of a social understanding. Like we are a social animal, we have to think about a lot, how people are thinking, what do people think, should I behave in certain manner, should I dress in certain manner, all those kind. But the machine doesn't think like that. So Chitti, if you remember one of the scene where there was a building on fire and Chitti has to go and save a girl who was taking a bath, and the Chitti bought the girl, outside the girl was naked, and she was so ashamed that she was bought like that. And but Chitti, because it was a machine, it didn't understand the social behavioral pattern, and the girl has to jump and commit suicide. So that's one part of AI which is developing still, that how a particular machine, AI machine, can understand emotions of human being. That's why I said in my first part of the session, AI with emotional quotient or emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence also, to whether it can be ethical in doing certain works or not. Okay, so that's where we are going ahead. I don't know whether it is going to be good or not. You can see some videos on Sophia and understand, because the Sophia has little bit of programming done where she can have a emotional understanding and expressive. She can express with the same emotion how the human being express. AI in healthcare, Abdullah is asking, AI in healthcare can make wrong decisions sometimes. Who would be responsible for that? See, Abdullah, at present, whatever example or whatever I have read, AI, if it is doing anything with accuracy, then it is used in medical field. AI, if it is not very accurate in predicting, or if it is not very accurate, it should be 99% accuracy. Otherwise, even if you see the doctors also, or the surgeons also, they basically work on the kind of symptoms you are able to tell properly to the doctor, or they are able to diagnose. Everything depends on your diagnosis. So when you go to a doctor and you tell your symptom, the doctor uses his own expertise and analyze the symptom, diagnose with certain tests, and give you. Most of the time, it will be correct, and most of the time, it will be inaccurate. You will not be cured of your disease. But AI cannot be given that chance. Human being get those chances. AI can't. So AI has to be accurate. They cannot be used until and unless it is proven that they are performing any kind of a sensitive healthcare issues with most accuracy. How can we protect our privacy as automated system increasing tracking us? So Sai Vikrant, we will be taking one session on AI and cybersecurity. So there I will be explaining you that how it will also include the privacy as one of the concern, because how do we protect the privacy, because the data, because actually on the world of internet we don't have any privacy, it's a myth. But then still there are systems which are protecting our privacy. So we'll look into that. I will answer those questions there in that particular session of cybersecurity. Any more questions? Okay. So let's wind off now. Harinakshi ma'am.
Okay.
Wind off now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, I'll send you one reading reference for the students. Right.
Okay. Okay.
If they want, they can read. This is not assignment. Assignment we will start from next week. By
Okay.
that time, if you give me the name of the groups, you can send me in the Excel sheet so you can track them also. And then I can talk to you. You can talk to Nisha ma'am or anybody who's there, in charge of the students, and we can understand among each other that what kind of group and how do we progress with their projects and what they're interested in. How do we make them first come out with the project and the idea, and then we can help them out in doing that project. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. One doubt is from my side. Mostly the students are interested in different area. Even in AI also, somebody is interested in AR and virtual reality, that kinds of things, and NLP is there. So accordingly, can I divide the students of 2020 like that?
Ma'am, what you can do is you can just decide that whether the students want to go for developing, for example, let's say some students say we are interested in chatbots, or some students say we want to go in cybersecurity, thing kind of thing, or some say we are interested in finance, something in finance. Like this, you can find out their common interest.
Okay.
And maybe you can give them a Google form with interest, or you can chart down certain interest for them. And you can say, because my projects will be mostly on chatbots, developing chatbots. Then we will the UI path, and to develop some no coding AI will be doing. A lot of things we will be doing, right?
Oh, okay, ma'am.
You can divide them. Those who are interested with have a common interest. Let them only come out with the idea. If we give the idea, there's no innovation, right? And they say we all want to. You give them one time and tell them that okay, fine, all of you make a group and come out with common idea and give, and then we can discuss that idea with them, whether it is feasible for us and for them to develop that into a project or not, because we have to see whether it is possible or not.
Yeah, of course, ma'am. Thank you.
So I leave now. So tomorrow, Harinakshi ma'am, at 10 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. 10
Thank
o'clock. I'll create a link and send it right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.